When it comes to the discussion of picking the Xbox Series generation of consoles over anything related to PlayStation, one of the most common things that I see in the comment section is people commenting on how the games on Xbox suck or how there's no games or no exclusives, and that's definitely a reasonable argument or a reasonable concern when it comes to picking one or the other. But I don't think it paints the full picture for why some people pick the Xbox over the PS5. And in this video, I'm not going to rehash my reasons for picking Xbox over PS5 and those sorts of things, but I am going to go over why I like the ecosystem Xbox currently offers and what value I think it offers overall for particular types of gamers like myself. Let's take a look. A lot of the videos on this channel paint me out to be an Xbox diehard, and to some point I am. I prefer the Xbox ecosystem. It's no secret. I have like 3,000 videos on this channel relating to that. But a comment that I commonly see get brought up, and I see some of the YouTube subscribers on my channel arguing over, is that Xbox has no exclusives. And to some level, it definitely doesn't have the degree of exclusives that you see on PlayStation. That's completely true. But it kind of sidesteps the point as to why I myself prefer Xbox overall. To give you a bit of backstory, I've been an Xbox fan since its inception. I played it when it came out, I had it when it came out, and I've had every Xbox since. I've also, though, had every PlayStation, with the exception of the PS5 this generation, and every Nintendo console since then as well. And I'm not looking at most of these consoles as being in war with one another, because I think that's silly. I'm also way too old to care about that as far as I'm concerned. But what I look at is really what I'm most comfortable in playing. And having owned those different consoles, to me, especially since the 360 on, Xbox has been my preferred console to play on. I own a Nintendo Switch. I only really play it, though, for its exclusives. I'm going to get a PS5, and I'm only really going to buy it for its exclusives. When it comes to the multi-platform games, however, those are all games that I'm going to get for my Xbox. The main reason purely comes down to the fact that this generation especially, they look better on the Xbox Series X, as well as I prefer the comfort of the Xbox controller. That's why I said from Xbox 360 on, because back in the original Xbox days, that was a console that I only played for the exclusives. But as the 360 came out and I got accustomed to the Xbox ecosystem and the controller, since then I've been sold, and I prefer the controller. I prefer especially the way everything's set up when it comes to playing games, even if it comes to online games. I think the user interface on Xbox is just far better than anything on PlayStation, and especially the Switch. So those are kind of the groundwork reasons. Now here's the thing. The exclusives that Xbox does have are games that I generally flock to and play most of. And I know this isn't for everybody, and we have to understand that a lot of these videos are just stuff that I like and not stuff that I understand everyone else is going to like. And that's not a knock at PlayStation, it's just what I enjoy playing. But games like Gears 5 and the Gears series overall, that's a Microsoft series that I myself am a diehard fan of. They make a Gear 6, I'm getting that basically midnight when it comes out. I'm a huge fan of that series. I'm also a big fan of the Halo series, and I put quite a bit of time into games like Halo Infinite and the previous Halo entries. Those exclusives that Microsoft does have typically are games that I excessively play. I can't say that I found a game on another console, whether it's Nintendo or Sony, that I've put that level of playtime into. So to me, those types of games appeal to me, and I understand that that's not the same for everyone. I also see in that there's new exclusives on the horizon with Xbox. I'm still waiting for games like Hellblade to make an appearance. I don't even know if that's ever going to come out at this point. But we're seeing Starfield just came out. Some people really, really love it. Some people don't like it so much. And that seems to be a theme with a lot of Microsoft games in general, in my experience. Gears is not a game that everybody loves universally. I've seen some people who that's just not their game. That's not their preferred type of gameplay, game style, and that's okay. For me, though, that is a game that is near and dear to me, and I love that game, and I love the mechanics of that game, and I really like what the Coalition has done in advancing that series forward, and really look forward to another entry in that series. Same with Halo. It's a game that definitely has a huge fan base, but there's still a lot of people who could care less for Halo. I myself, again, like the mechanics of that series, like the mechanics of those games enough that the Xbox Series consoles make sense to me. And really, ultimately, this comes down to playstyle. I prefer a lot of the way the games play in general on Xbox. I like the controller, and I like the ergonomics of it, and I like the way it feels when I'm playing a shooter on my Xbox versus any other console that's out there. Now again, this isn't to go against the other consoles that are out there, because I'm sure there's PlayStation gamers who feel the exact same way about their console, and I'm sure there's Nintendo Switch players who feel the exact same way about their console. For me, it really just all comes down to preference, and I prefer what Microsoft offers with their console. And so this isn't a video bashing or saying Xbox is better or worse. This is just more or less my opinion on what I enjoy playing and why I enjoy playing it. I'm sure, especially by looking at some of the comments, there's many of you who also feel the same way.